welcome to Katie.Pix. Remember the 5th of November, because today we are doing bonfire goodies. And these ones are ones that are just staple in my family when it comes to bonfire night, and that is toffee apples. Oh, I love them. Toffee apples are the king of the bonfire treat. So let's get started. We are going to first choose our apples. Now, I've gone for jazz apples here, mainly because they're a really nice balance between being super sweet and a little bit tangy. They're just right slap bang in the middle. We're going to start by taking off the stalks, pop them in a bowl, and then we're going to cover these in boiling water. Now, the reason we're doing that is because when you cover them in boiling water, it kind of takes off that waxy coating, so it means that the caramel is going to stick to them better. This is not the time to play bobbing for apples. Kids, you've been warned. So we're going to leave those in there for just 5 minutes or so. In fact, we're going to leave those in there whilst we do our measurements for your toffee, which is going to be, now we've got 4 apples, 4 people. So that's going to be 200 grams of caster sugar. 1, 2, that's going to go into a pan. And then into that, we are going to add 50 mils of just plain water straight out the tap. So we're going to put that on a low heat. Going to let that sit there. Probably it'll take about 5 minutes to dissolve. Don't stir it. If you need to do anything, you can swill it, but you don't want to move it because that's when you're going to get crystals and stuff forming. We're going to get our apples back, and I'm going to dry them off to their heart's content. Make sure they're really thoroughly dried, because otherwise, again, you're going to have a bit of an issue when it comes to actually getting the caramel to stick. Okay, so once you dry them all off, we're then going to clear the station, because when you're doing any sort of sugar work, don't get stuff in the way. It's slightly dangerous hot stuff. You want to get a nice baking piece of baking parchment. If you haven't got particularly good quality stuff, then double layer it. Make sure you protect your surfaces. Take your apples, plonk them on there, and we're going to skewer them. Take the sharp end and you go into the bottom of the apple, just through here, and you're going to stick it through. Now, this isn't very safe, especially if you're playing with hot sugar. So just take a pair of scissors and lop it off, so that you've still got kind of handheld, but it's just that bit more sturdy. And that's going to go upside down on your baking tray, and you're going to do that with all 4 of your apples, or however many you're making. We're going to check back on our sugar. Now, as the sugar has now kind of dissolved into the water, we can turn up the heat to a medium heat, and you're just going to let it then bubble away, and that's when you'll start noticing the colour change. Now, we don't want it to do anything dramatic. We don't want like a really deep dark amber, but we do want to start noticing a bit of golden colour happening. We are going to add in 2 tablespoons of golden syrup. This is just going to help it get even stickier and golden. Oh, look at that. And we are going to stir this in. Dear God, don't use a non-stick pan on this, because this caramel is just going to take that right off. Use a nice stainless steel, one that you don't really mind getting a bit of wear and tear. And we're going to stir that in with a metal spoon. Do not use a wooden spoon on this, otherwise you may as well throw it now. It's not going to make it. It's not going to make it. So stir that in. Oh, it's gone lovely. Look at the colour. Come and see the colour. The way that you check to make sure that your toffee has reached 140 degrees or the hard crack stage is to get a glass of cold water, and then you're going to take a slight spoonful and you're going to drop it in. Hello, friend. So it's basically, on the spoon, it's got absolutely no softness or give at all. It's just nice and solid. Heat off, and then you're going to straight away take one of your apples, dunk it, swirl it. And this is why you want to keep your baking paper really close by. Let that run off. Look at that. Oh, the colours are just stunning. And then you're going to pop that onto your baking tray or your baking parchment. And again, just keep going. The one thing you can do is decorate these as well, make them look all pretty. And you could do that with sprinkles, or you could do it, as I'm gonna do, with some hazelnuts, which just make a really nice little head of hair on your toffee apples. So I'm gonna dunk it in my sugar. Before I put it on the baking parchment, I'm just gonna let that run off, and then I'm gonna dip it in my hazelnuts. It's got a nice little head. And then pop that to dry on there as well. So there you have it, beautiful, glossy, autumnal bonfire night toffee apples, ready and raring to go, will please the entire family and all your friends. So give this one a go. If you've tried it, let me know in the comments box below. If you like this recipe and you fancy a few more, then why not subscribe? Plenty coming every single Tuesday. Until next time, bye.